everyone, and welcome back to the Priority Podcast. I'm Lee Milligan, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Tom Pfennig. Welcome, Tom. Could you just start by telling me a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sure. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Lee. Appreciate it. Hi, my name is Tom Pfennig. I'm currently CEO and founder of Transforming.Legal, a global digital transformation boutique based in Germany and presence in the US and in Singapore. Until the end of 23, I was the global head of compliance and data privacy at Bayer, Germany. And I also steered the digital transformation of the legal and compliance function for almost 4 years, ultimately recognized by the Financial Times to be the most innovative in-house legal team in Europe. We founded Transforming.Legal in March of 24. And I am proud of what we have achieved with a digital platform for legal technology called Gold.ai, which is one of the largest repositories for legal tech, and a software validation center, the Lion Lab, attached to it. And we will go live with our e-learning platform, BrainUp.legal, for compliance professionals and legal people with exciting content. So that's us.
Wow. So a very busy, very busy job and lots of things happening, very exciting things happening. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. I appreciate that when you participated in Working Smart, you were working elsewhere at Bayer. But when you spoke to Jilly all those years ago, what were the issues you were trying to address? So what were you wanting to resolve and or improve?
Yeah, I think you guys were at Bayer twice at least, and I've had the privilege of bringing almost 50 people to your classes. And I think there were 3 major lines that we wanted to serve. First of all, the power features of the Microsoft Outlook suite. I recall that you guys had done research at Microsoft, and as I'm a little bit of a data guy, one of the value propositions was to get us back some time, because you measured the gain of time by leveraging these power features. So we wanted to learn what we could do better to save time and become more efficient and effective. So that's what we did, first of all. Secondly, I think it was more of a knowledge management exercise as well, to leverage the data that we had, obviously a lot on email repositories, but I recall we also, one of the first teams, I think, moved towards Teams, away from email with its channels and collaboration spaces. And that product of Priority was helpful because it helped us to transition from an email-centric organization, and this was the legal and compliance team at Bayer, to become a much more collaborative environment using Teams and email, essentially interfacing with each other. So that was the second prong, and the third one was more of a mindset change. I do recall, the Ds, the 4 Ds, do it, delete it, defer it, or whatever. And I think that was an important learning to really don't get lost in the details, move things out of your inbox, move things at all, and how to really structurally get better in terms of execution and deliverables. So those 3 prongs I recall, and I think you guys made a big impact.
Yeah. I think it's 54 minutes per day is what the studies show that you can save. And so many people do say that they do save that amount of time. And 97% of our participants all have come back to us and say they feel less work-related anxiety, which is what I am passionate about, actually. I love technology, but it's about the technology enhancing how we work and not adding on that extra layer of stress. And you're absolutely right about the collaboration. Pure, like proper collaboration, not just, we're as part of a team. It's proper collaboration and using those tools to, again, enhance that collaboration. So dare I say that was what you're trying to achieve. Can you pinpoint any kind of real problems, real issues that were happening before we came in then?
I think the issues are the usual suspects. People are drowning in emails. And this was one of the pain points that we were aware. I recall a colleague answering your question, how many unopened emails do you have in your inbox? And I think he was the record holder with more than 5,000 at that time. And we just wanted to get more structure and order into our email systems to maintain sobriety, so to speak. And I think that was a big pain point that we wanted to address. And as we always aspired to leverage technology at its best, we knew from other users of your services that with a few changes in the interface, a user interface on Microsoft Outlook, you were releasing some very interesting tools like the planner, a task assignment. I had an admin at that time, and I think the two of us really significantly improved after this workshop because we were much more organized and had a much better prioritization system in place. So I think these two major things were addressed and I think also fairly well achieved.
Yeah. And Planner is a really great tool for being a bit more transparent, be a bit more open about what are those tasks that we all have to do as a team or even as a partnership there. And it reduces the amount of what I always say unnecessary communication. Whereas in the past, you would have been emailing each other saying, have you done this? Have you done that? You know, and then you can just see that someone's ticked it off rather than sending another email or even a Teams chat, right? So that's great to hear that. And maybe you've already answered this, I'm trying to think, but why did you choose priority management and not another training provider? Why didn't you go directly to Microsoft or, why priority management?
Yeah, I recall my dear friend and former colleague, Thomas Udesen at Bayer, who I think is still the global head of procurement, had learned of you working for other clients. If I'm not mistaken, J&J was one of them.
Yeah.
And you had actually, I think, given us in Bayer a pilot in the executive HR environment. And we learned of the successes of these respective engagements and wanted to build on that. Also, it was word of mouth, but also real impact that was shared with us. And at that point, honestly, we didn't look much further because the fact that you were inside Microsoft, as I recall, really with the team and had data from within the Microsoft universe was super compelling. And we did not really need to look for competitors at that point because we were fairly convinced that there are none.
Yeah. And you came back as well. So we proved that we could do the job, and we came back in as well and did some work with you. And finally, I suppose, is what have you taken forward into, obviously you've got a new role, very, very busy schedule. So what have you taken forward into this new role that you've got at Transforming.Legal?
Thank you. I think, first of all, you need to help me with the 4D. It was do it, defer, delete it, or...
Decide, delegate, and delete. Yes.
So the decision part, not fishing around, but really get going and don't let the big blocks sit on your inbox forever and just handle the noise. I think that is a mindset change that I'm still trying to exercise, as difficult as it is sometimes, but I do think it helps to, really focus on deliverables. I do recall, by the way, that you also had these task sheets where we were expected to fill a form, what were the goals for the upcoming week, and not too many, 3, 4, maybe 5, and to reflect upon the end of the week whether you've achieved those. And we here at Transforming.Legal, we do have a Kanban board for our team members. So we do use Teams, and we do use the task board, and we do check on fulfillment and accountability and co-assignment. So on Mondays, we identify what are key priorities for the week. And on Fridays, We look back whether we've achieved them either singularly or jointly, and if not, we set a new date in the system, but obviously nothing falls through the cracks. So at the end, it's a little bit of discipline and execution, if you will, that I would say kept in my mind based upon your workshops and trainings.
So yeah, it is about that, not just the planning, because you can plan and plan and plan and plan, but it's about the execution. And then it's about the reviewing and evaluating what worked, what can we take forward, what didn't work, and how can we change it somehow, because progress is never linear, is it? It's always up and down because we're human. But it's about keeping your eye on the ball and always thinking about, why am I doing it? What are my objectives? What am I trying to achieve? Does that task align with that objective, or am I just keeping myself busy for the sake of being busy?
I recall, Lee, at the beginning of this exercise, I was struggling to actually write down 2 or 3 big things because I was entrenched in the noise. And having had this mindset change towards what is really adding value, what is unnecessary, how many times have we been on calls just listening in and not contributing anything? Having the courage to confess that, having the courage to exit from those unnecessary activities, I think beyond the tech side, this is probably the most important learning to me.
Yeah, exactly. Just because a meeting gets put in your diary does not mean that you have to go to it, or you still have a choice. Do I accept it or do I decline it? Teams and Outlook calendars will not make you do something. It's just showing you that you've been asked to go to a meeting. So it comes down to that human element. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I've spoken to you for long enough, and you are very, very busy, very, very busy man. But thank you so much. Is there anything extra you'd like to add? I'm putting you on the spot here, or
Thank you. Let's keep in touch. For those listeners who also want to learn a little bit about ourselves, www.transforming.legal is our website. You can reach me via tom@transforming.legal. And I am hopefully that there are some collaboration opportunities coming up as you help people to manage their workloads, optimize workflows, and we, to a large degree, do the same in the legal and compliance space.
Thank you so much. Couldn't put it better myself, Tom. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
And if you have any questions about our Working Smart programs or what we do at Priority Management, please get in touch. We would love to hear from you.